that I work in a Bagda sub-center. It's in North 24 Parganas. And she's saying, although she is here from West Bengal, but she's representing ANMs of India. She's saying that she does a lot of work in the Village Health and Nutrition Day, which is usually 3 times a month, and it's on every Wednesday. And she is working in 3 villages, and she has to regularly walk between 2 to 10 kilometers to provide all kinds of care. She's also providing regularly antenatal care, postnatal care, child care, sick patients care, adolescent boys and girls also she's counseling and caring for. And while doing outreach services, they walk up to 2 to 10 kilometers, there are no vehicles, and when she carries all that instruments with her, often those instruments break and she does not have all the resources when she reaches the villages. And this is not something they can help at all because it's just part of the work. The other key challenge is to do hand washing, to even teach the women how to do it before any examination happens, but there is no water. And also there are no toilets, not even for mother and not even for her. So these are some real challenges that they face regularly, but that does not deter her spirits, and she still continues to provide the care that she's supposed to in the community as well as the sub-center she works in. Then I'm Neelam. My main work is to reduce maternal and neonatal deaths. I participate in care provision as well. I encourage people to have green leafy vegetables. I go to their homes to give them medicines. One key challenge she mentioned is about vasectomy, male vasectomy. She says the main issue is people around me whom I'm counseling and encouraging for this for sterilization are actually somebody is my father-in-law, somebody is my brother-in-law, so it's very awkward talking to them and explaining them how to go for a vasectomy. And she says that men often misbehave with her because of the kind of content that she talks about in the community. She says she is quite comfortable talking to the women in the community, but it's literally talking to the men where she faces the real challenge. She also talked about how sometimes if there are some allergies in children because of immunization, then they complain, the community complains and the family scold her. So she is literally at the forefront of facing that anger of the community as well. Also, all the programs and projects that the government begins, it all becomes her responsibility, be it some kind of couple survey or Lakshya survey, so any kind of survey, she's playing a key role, but she's doing all this at times for no money because even her salary is so less and sometimes for months there is a delay. She also says that the staff in the community, in the public health facilities do not behave well with her, and the departmental head also misbehaves with her. She says about the 108 ambulance that does not always come on time, because of which the births often happen at home, and she cannot manage the births on her own when there is no care provider around. So she's saying she's doing all this work, but she's not getting the respect of our other care providers that she should.
The larger women health workforce are women. The question is that why representation of women are not in large number in the medicine. It has, and why the large number of concentration of women into the women health workforce, nursing as a community health workers. It has different reasons behind it. If we get back to a little bit about history, so before healing was consisting both curing and caring, but as the medical profession and scientific medicine got advanced, both roles got split in one sense. So in that way, in that development of the institution, so institution in a way got designed where women got excluded from the ownership of knowledge and power. So at the same time, from the imbalance of power within the health system, we do have, when we say location, when we say structural inequalities, is it something like, in a general, it is a reflection connection of the society within the health system, or it is something, it has a more layers. So what kind of layers? So it is also built deep rooted on the basis of structure of class and caste. But the question is how? So from my own experience, where from my MPhil study, I tried to understand the struggle, working condition, and question of contract staff nurses from Punjab, from one of a small hospital case study. I understood that through this contractualization, large number of women are coming into contract work, contract employment relations, where these women are coming from, most of them are coming from marginalized communities. So in a way, health system is giving them chance to do work in a formal health system, but at the same time excluding them from the labor rights. Women who are working in these different health settings are not also homogeneous category. They are also coming from different location. They are also coming from different caste, class, race, and religion, and all together it is connected, and it increased their burden of challenges.
So I worked as a nurse mentor in NHM, and my major responsibility was to give, on-site job training. So you can always you can give them the theoretical knowledge, but when somebody is there to give you that on-site job training, you grab that knowledge well. So my job was to do that, and I had a really hard time doing that because there were two major reasons for it. The first one being Ashas and Anganwadi, all those frontline workers, they were mostly overloaded with the work. They were, you know, every program, where any program, maybe malaria program, the blindness program, the RCH program, you take the TB, the tuberculosis program, most of the programs, okay, all those were implemented, and all those programs were put on heads of these Ashas, Anganwadis, and this FLWs, the frontline workers. So they faced a lot of overloading of work. Now, like relating to my connection with them, I was there to train them, to give them on-site job training, especially the RCS, this, the how to care for the antenatal and this postnatal, and the delivery aspect of it. So I had a hard time because they were never available for the program, the classes.
What we see is that where you have males and female health workers, the females are always put below. It doesn't matter whether it's a fellow midwife, or it's a doctor, or it's a whoever. The issue is a female will always be put as below. When it comes to making decisions, if a decision has been made by a woman, it looks like it's an emotional decision. So they wouldn't take it as a decision. But if it's made by a male, it's taken as a decision. Even in terms of practicing as a midwife, you find that you are two midwives, a male and a female. First of all, it starts from the clients. The client would want to be examined by a male in urban areas. It's different from rural areas. So in urban areas, a woman would want to be examined by a male. Whatever passion is there, they usually say that males are better than women. So that disadvantages a female health worker in that health facility. You find that you won't be caught by any clients. When they are clients in the labor ward, for instance, they'll all be calling for John, John, John. Sarah will not be called. Reasons, well, we do not know. But again, we've being in the field for a long time, I think what we have seen is, yes, sometimes I think females have those emotions when it comes to providing services. They would sometimes, the tone of the voice may not be good, and even the way they are going to provide the service to a fellow woman wouldn't be good. And this also borders on who we are as women. I think one thing that we have seen in one another is we also do not want to see another woman rising up. Because even when they're in positions, you find that if a woman is in the position, in government position as a midwife, representing other midwives, they don't want other people, other female midwives to be up there. I should talk about the General Nursing Council in Zambia. General Nursing Council, the registrar is a male. And when a male came in, first before there had been females, and it was all well. But when a male came in, everyone that is being employed is a male. So now we are seeing healthcare providers, and not to make ourselves be diminished because of the way our attitudes, the attitudes that we have, and the way we manage the clients out there.
In your context, do you have any kind of cut-off where you say this is enough for one community health worker and therefore we need more? Because what I see from my country's perspective is that we have a cadre called community health workers who are village health team members, and what happens is every program that comes on board literally comes to the same people. So you have them with a layer of responsibilities that in all intents and purposes you do not see how they feasibly will play this role.
First of all, the nurse or the midwife who is at the health center works the normal hours. But for the community volunteers and other cadres who are in the community, it depends on what they are responsible for. For instance, the neighborhood health committee lives in that same community, so they can work even 24/7. What I mean when I say 24/7 is they can be called upon anytime, but not really doing the hands-on things. So for the nurse, it's the normal hours, but the other cadres, they also work according to what they are responsible for. Community distributors, those who are distributing family planning, they work from morning up to 5. I think they have a control over the time that they are working. They are not like given specific and that this is the time that you are supposed to work. So there is some flexibility over working hours.